Hey guys, so this is a tag of the 8 most worn things. I saw this tag a while back and I thought I would join this. I wasn't tagged by anyone, but I thought I would do this. As you can see, there's more than 8 products here, so I'm kind of cheating on this. I'm leaving the 8 away and just adding some more products. There's a lot of things I didn't add in here. For example, eyeshadows, face brushes, bronzers. Otherwise it would have just been too much. So these are basically products, I don't know, I guess you would say if the house burned down and I'd have to grab something, this is the pile I would have to grab. So let me just get straight into it. Favorite cleansing oil. My top favorite cleansing oil is from Bobbi Brown. I love this cleansing oil. It works best for me. It lathers up. Far better than the MAC one. Currently I'm using, this is called ZA Deep Cleansing Oil. This is from Hong Kong. My friend Crystal sent me this. There's some really great Asian cleansing oils, but they're just so hard to find or to purchase or whatever. But I really like this one. So that's my favorite cleansing oil. Moving on to cleansers. I've repurchased this one, the Estee Lauder Soft Clean Moisture Foaming Cleanser. I do love this one. I've used this for, I would say, 2 years. I switched about a year ago, or half a year ago, I can't remember, because I found out that this just, even though it's the moisturizing one, this is for dry skin. There's also one for oily skin, and I do have oily skin. But this one is extremely drying around the eyes, and I don't like cleansers that I can't just go over the eyes with. Well, you know what I mean. So I have switched to the Clinique Rinse Off Foaming Cleanser. This one works better for me. I really like this one. I will always repurchase this one. Okay, and then moving on to foundations. I have far more foundations, but I picked out my top 3 that I've repurchased all of these at least twice. This one I've repurchased, I don't know, over the years. I really love this one. Double Stay in Place. And this one really stays on. It has powder particles in it that absorbs the oil, keeps you matte. And it's just a really good foundation. Yellow based foundations, because I'm an NW normally, I can get away with this one. This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation. Long lasting, looks really natural. I love this foundation. It's just can't wear this all the time, especially like when the skin is really dull looking, no sleeping, and you put this yellow foundation on. It just doesn't look too good, you know. So, but I love this foundation and I always will repurchase this one. MAC Foundation Pro Long Wear. It does stay on a long time. I like the finish of this. It smooths out really nice. That's just the main point, is that it stays on very long. Powder foundations, I have 3. Either I just discovered or I have repurchased at least 100 times. This one I just discovered. I mentioned this I think in my last video, Balance and Brighten from Laura Geller. This is my first one. I have used this, well, you can see the dome is almost flat now. I've used this so many times. I will definitely repurchase this. This is the most natural looking powder foundation I've ever seen. It stays on long. It's good for oily skin, dry skin, any skin type. The other one is by MAC, the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. This is in medium plus. If I want more coverage or a foundation look, I reach for this. And I always have a backup of this. Also the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Powder Foundation. Love the finish of this. You can go in the rain with this. It still stays on. Great foundation, powder foundation. Another thing I didn't add in this video is primers. It would have just been too much because I have way too many primers. But I use this as a primer. It's the Oil Control Mattifier by Murad. I have mentioned this thousands of times. If you have oily skin, this is a must-have. For example, when I use a powder foundation, I just put this on, wait maybe a minute or 2, and then put the powder foundation on top. It mattifies, it absorbs the oil. This is amazing product. I have repurchased this at least, I don't know, 5-6 times or so, and I will always repurchase this. Like I said, I didn't add bronzer, so favorite contouring product would be Bobbi Brown. This is in medium 2, the bronzing powder. I'm almost down the pan on this. No reddish tones, no orange, it's basically nice brown. The Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, lighter than the Bobbi Brown. Now depending on what foundation I use, accordingly I use either the Bobbi Brown or the Too Faced. Okay, if I know it's kind of gloomy outside and something has to stay waterproof, I reach for the Hourglass, the Superficial Mirage waterproof bronzer. It's extremely pigmented, but I do like it for contouring. It's a great product, waterproof. Rain can hit the face and it still stays on. Another product of Hourglass, cream to powder product. This is the Illume Sunset, and I love this color up here. Goes on extremely smooth, stays on, waterproof. Yeah, I think I just said waterproof. But always go back to this. Okay, I do have one bronzer that I really like by Bare Minerals, the Faux Tan. I seen Wayne use this the first time, and I use this stuff like crazy. And it just looks exactly, he mentioned it also, like you just went in the sun, and that's what it looks like. Really nice bronzer. Highlighter, I have so many, it's unbelievable. From I don't know how many companies. The one I do reach most for is from Laura Mercier, the Shimmer Block. This is in pink. Okay, lip glosses. The one I have repurchased is from Hourglass. This is in the color Truth. This is my absolute favorite lip gloss. It's not sticky, it works with any color. Tones down red lips. If you have natural red lips, it tones it down really good. It's a really nice color, and most important, it's not sticky. I can't stand sticky products on my lips, it drives me crazy. The one that was given to me by Debbie is from Inglot, Sleek's Cream. Looks like this, and this is a pink one. I can see myself repurchasing this one also, because there's no stickiness at all on this, and it has pretty long staying power. It's a nice pink tone. This is in the color 94. So I really love this. Okay, lippies is Hourglass. Poetry, I always have a backup of this. Well, I'll just show you the old one. Stupid to unpack the new one. Yeah, like I said, this is Poetry, the Adorn lipstick, hydrating lipstick from Hourglass. Just a basic nude color. It's the nicest color to me. Another one that I will repurchase probably from eBay, it's limited edition, the Fairy Glen. I'm almost down to this one, which this color, as you can see, is pretty similar, but there is a difference. Love this color. P2, I will always repurchase this one. This is Park Street 030. So as you can see, they're pretty much in the same. Of course, I have many more, but these are my top favorite. Mascara, Maybelline Stiletto. Will always repurchase this. This you just smack on. You can double coat it, put 3 coats on of this. Doesn't clump. I love this one. For dramatic lashes in the evening or something, if you want to go really dramatic, it's the Givenchy Phenomen, I think it's called, I don't know. It's the one with the weird brush on here. And it creates really dramatic lashes, so I really like this. I've repurchased this also several times. I like this. Hey, moving right along, Alice Foss Concealer. I have repurchased this one about 4-5 times. Okay, this looks kind of raunchy on the front here. I will always repurchase this. This is my go-to concealer. It's not full coverage, but it's enough coverage to where I can say it looks good underneath the eyes. Setting powder for concealers, I will always go back to Powder Floss until I find something else. I've tried many other products, but nothing has topped this. The pink tone it has to it is exactly what like my eyes need. I can tell, because there's such a big difference. Setting a concealer with this, it's just a must-have for me. Concealer brush is MAC 252. I have like 3 of these. I have many others, but I always reach for this one because it works best. Lip pencils, I guess I should have added with lipsticks, but well, doesn't matter. Catrice, there's a nude rose. It is a bit bright, but once you use like the Hourglass Truth lip gloss on top of it, the sheen one, it kind of, okay, you probably can't see that, it tones the brightness out and turns it into a nice nude. So I really like the Catrice one. I have lots of them. I have 2 favorite ones. It's the Catrice one, and this one is by NYX. This is in Natural. I will always go back to this one. My friend Amna from YouTube introduced me to this color, and ever since I will always repurchase this. It does have a brownish undertone, and so this is the regular lip pencil. They're both in Natural, and this is the auto lip pencil. I think, yeah, this is also, they're both in Natural, but there is a little difference, but they're both, I just love these 2 colors. Another product that Amna introduced me is from e.l.f., the Complexion Perfection. I always have a backup of this, at least 1 or 2. I'm hitting pan. I use this over every foundation. I even use it over the Laura Geller. I use it over the MAC. It's just a great, it just smooths out the skin. Sometimes I set foundations with this, but I normally always use a setting powder and just go over any foundation that has been set with this again, and it just gives it that, I don't know, it just smooths it out even more to me. Basis, I'm not a big fan, I've mentioned this before, of the paint pots because they dry up. I don't like the consistency of them. My absolute favorite one, I've always go back to this one. This is in Buff, the eye base from Laura Mercier. I don't like Flex, I don't like the other colors, I can't think of the name right now. But this one, there's a bit of a sheen to this one, and Flex and the other colors are really matte. So I prefer this one. In any violets, all the earthy nude tones work really good with this. The other ones, my friend Didi introduced me to this. She actually sent me this. This is the Double Wear Stay in Place Shadow Cream by Estee Lauder. Unfortunately, they don't make a lot of colors, so sometimes there's limited edition ones and they bring out like another color or whatever, but I love the consistency. This is in Pink Blush, I believe the color is called. Okay, running out of space here. Okay, it doesn't come out pink, I think, on the camera. It looks quite yellow. It's a great eye base, and if you have eyeshadows that tend to crease, like, okay, we don't need to be mentioning names, whatever, but if you have certain eyeshadows that tend to crease because of the quality of them, you use this and they just don't crease. Jawbone highlighter P2, Open Your Eyes. This is a dupe for Benefit, the Eye Bright, except this one is a lot creamier. It blends out really well. You just use your finger and below your eyebrow, blend it out, and it just gives you a nice highlight. Powder highlighter that I always reach for the most is Grain by MAC, which most of you probably know. I don't need to swatch this, I think. Well, just go ahead. It looks like this. It does have a sheen to it. Okay, doesn't show up anyway. Really like Grain. Always go back to that one. Eye brushes. Like I said, I didn't include face brushes. So The ones I tend to always reach for is Sonia Kashuk. These were also given to me by my friend Didi. She told me to try these, and I really love this. They are the most dinsed eye brushes I've owned actually. I have a lot of them in the back, as you can see, MAC and Sigma. Sonia Kashuk doesn't have numbers or names on them, but well, you can see what it looks like. And there's another one. This is a flatter one, also Sonia Kashuk. Elf, I have about, I don't know, at least 20 of these. These are just small smudge sponges that I always use, like if you smoke out an eye or whatever, they're really useful. I think I really like these from Elf, and I always reorder these. Sue David brush, I really like this one. Blending out top eyeliner. This is one of my newer ones, Japanese, the angled brush. I really like this. It's really big, but you can use this several different ways. I really like this one. My favorite liner brush is from Jean Marine. Fairly long bristles on this one. I prefer longer bristles. I do prefer angled ones, and so I really like this brush. Spiral brushes, I always keep tons of these, like one for eyebrows, I always use one of these after putting on mascara. It just separates the lashes really nice, and so I always keep these. I do have one favorite face brush I see is Makeup Forever, the Kabuki. It does make a difference. I do suggest paying more for a Kabuki. It just pays off. You will notice a difference, and these are one of the best ones to my opinion. I use this one for loose powder, and I have a second one for bronzing powder, as you can see, this one. And the more they're filled, it seems like the better they work. I do clean it a lot, of course, but once it's filled, especially when using like the Faux Tan from the Bare Minerals, these two work really good together. My all-time favorite mask, this will always be my favorite mask. This is from Lush, Mask of Magnanimity. This is like a 2-in-1. It's a good mask. Looks like this. And it also works to exfoliate the skin. Has different stuff in it. You put it on, let it dry, and then you start exfoliating with it. Okay, eyebrows. As far as pencils goes, I always mention this, I do like powder pencils, and there aren't that many out there. This is from Lancome. This one is only sold in the States. This is a powder pencil. Comes in different colors, perfect for blondes. Looks like this, goes on really powdery. It is a bit dry, but once you use a nice brow gel or something, it goes on really smooth. The one from Dior, as you can see, this one, I've had this one quite a long time. I try not to sharpen it so it lasts longer. This is in blonde. This is also a powder pencil. The problem I have with this one, it's a bit darker, and so I have to go really light with this. Now, as far as eyebrow powders, there are many different companies out there that makes them. Shiseido, yeah, well, nowadays almost every company makes them. My favorite one is actually from Elizabeth Arden. It looks like this. I do have a backup of this. I used this before on chemotherapy patients, on some ladies that needed some help, and I used this on them. I mean, once you've been through this bad experience having chemotherapy, using pencils, powders are okay, but most eyebrow pencils are waxy, and it just looks like you have a line drawn across your head using an eyebrow pencil. So what I always used or suggested to them was a brow powder, which looks like this. This is the new packaging. This is an ancient packaging, which looks like this. And I have a ancient brush in here. This was from Fashion Fair. This used to be my favorite brush, but it's all ruined. I've used it so many times. And so, like I said, this is the new packaging, because it just looks more natural. You have this tight brush angled brush that always comes with it. I mean, every company has a brush that comes with it. Okay, and the Elizabeth Arden one, this one is actually waterproof also. You can go swimming with this and it stays on. The ladies I have used these on, like a couple of years ago, who had chemotherapy, they were actually really happy with it. How easily you can, I mean, you can go thin, you can go thick, and you can just shape the eyebrow, use a Q-tip, just wipe along with it. It just looks a lot more natural opposed to an eyebrow pencil. So this is I've never mentioned this product before, but I do love this eyebrow powder. If anyone is up to doing this tag, feel free to do it. I think it's quite interesting seeing products most used, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.